My name is Justin Hayes. I'm a licensed acupuncturist. I've practiced for about 13 years now. Today we're going to be doing a hair restoration or hair thickening treatment for Candy here. And we're going to show you how that hair restoration treatment goes. The first thing I'd like to direct your attention to, what I do currently is I go to people's homes and do these kind of treatments. So you're probably wondering, how can you do these kind of treatment? This is a spa treatment. Yes, it is. And I actually brought the table. We set it up. The client provided pillows. I also brought topical herbal sprays with us. You can see here, this is the preparation spray that's made with witch hazel and apple stem cells. This is actually going to be used also to sterilize the head. Then we have this is the post after the treatment topical that we can apply. It has apple stem cells and rejuvenation, invigorating blood serum inside of it. So these two we'll use, and then we'll send the client home with Chinese herbs, including He Wu, chrysanthemum, and 2 different types of angelica. So this is something the client can take home with them. It also has hyaluronic acid, which is good to help moisturize, because after the microneedling session, the scalp can be a little bit dry. It will be red and inflamed for 8 to 12 hours. That's part of the treatment. So we'll send this home with the client to keep the scalp nourished and moistened after the treatment. I want to direct you to the sort of pen that I use. This is a professional grade medical tool. This pen, it retails at $3,000. This is a 12 needle system. Now, typically for the hair, we're going to go 0.5 microneedling depth. So it's not super intense depth. There has been numerous research that indicates that deeper is not better, because when you go too deep, you can actually damage the stem cells of the hair follicle itself. And just to show you some of the other things that I bring to a treatment, we have our red light therapy here, and then we have several other things that I'll bring in a kit. And depending on what we're doing for you, today we're just focused on the microneedling. I have a sharps container. I do want to mention that the 12-tip needle, this is disposable. This has never been used before. So once we finish with this tip, we're going to put it right here in the sharps container. These are not reusable. All right, and first I'm going to get my gloves on. All right, so here we are. We're going to go ahead and start the treatment. This again is the witch hazel spray with apple stem cells. This is going to sterilize the area. Any of that. So we're going to get it all the way down to the scalp area. So we're going to do a little bit of massage there, put it on pretty liberally. This is the sterilization. And actually, I do have something for the eyes. Just get one over here. So I bring this stuff to every treatment. I have a kit here. These are single-use goggles that we're going to put on our eyes to keep out of her eyes. And let you put this over your eyes. There we go. Make sure we don't get any of that there. And that'll be good for the red light therapy that we're going to do next as well. The client is primarily complaining that the hair is thinning. It's of course natural part of the aging process. But we're trying to get as much out of this old body as we can, right? We're all in the same boat with that. None of us are getting younger. You can go back and check my videos from 12 years ago, still on YouTube today, where I was doing cosmetic acupuncture. So today we're just focused on the microneedling itself to show you kind of how that experience would go. We've got the head pre-sterilized here. I'm going to turn the device on. It is now on the highest setting, 18,000 RPM. This is a professional grade device. Let me know if you have any discomfort, Candy. Nothing, right? No. Because this device functions at such a high speed, it is considered to be painless. I mean, you may occasionally have some thin areas on your skin that are more sensitive, but for the most part, it is considered to be a painless therapy. Now, the treatment therapy we're doing here is called cornrows, where we're making lines. And how is that so far? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you feeling anything at all?
Yeah, when you first put it down.
Okay. So there's just a slight discomfort.
Yeah, it's
This is the 12 needle tip here. 0.5 millimeter depth. And the ideal is they say we should do parts we're trying to address 4 times to make 4 passes. And that's actually enough for one treatment. So it doesn't take that long. We're going to come back a little bit later as we get closer to finishing up. Yeah, we could do the front, we could do the sides, we could do the back. We would probably need to turn you over to do the back.
Okay, so you started out by moistening her scalp with what were you using and
So
why?
it's actually for sterilization. We're using the witch hazel mixed with apple stem cells. So after the treatment, we're going to actually use more apple stem cells with the hyaluronic acid that will be for moisturizing.
And the apple stem cells are, where do they? How do they make those?
As far as manufacturing, I don't know, but there's a ton of research on PubMed that shows that apple stem cells from a certain type of apple in Switzerland actually promote stem cell activity in humans. So even the stem cells are not alive, but they have incredible nutrients. And we're pretty much done here. So the nutrients are what really we're going for, because when you do the scalp, we've already done 4 passes here. That's going to increase the production, increase the absorption by 3,000% for today. So whatever topicals we put on, it is really getting absorbed. And that's what we're going to do next. So we've completed the actual treatment. We're going to put the Rejuve Repair. This is what's recommended by San Diego Cosmetic Acupuncture, which is the training that I've received. You do need to be trained to use this kind of particular device.
So you start out with the witch hazel, and it does, what is it doing?
Witch hazel is sterilization.
Okay.
And then it also has this apple needle stem cells too, because we're going to start to get that in there, along with the nutrients from the apple needle stem cell, as we were not microneedling.
So
now we're putting in, this is apple stem cells with it's a blood tonic. So in Chinese medicine, when the hair is not as thick as we want it to be, we consider that to be a form of blood deficiency. When there's a balding spot, that can also be considered to be wind. So this is a blood tonifier with the apple stem cells, and it's just mixed with pure water. So this is actually about $30 worth of product. That's about $20 worth of product. The apple stem cells are not cheap, but there's a ton of research on PubMed. If you ever want to go to PubMed, just get the spray right here. So we're going to apply the blood. It's a blood tonifying solution with more apple stem cells. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to apply Chinese herbals. So this is the one I was telling you that has the hyaluronic acid, 2 types of angelica. It also has the chrysanthemum flower and the Heshawu. Heshawu is the primary ingredient. That's just a legendary herb for hair regrowth in Chinese medicine. You might have heard it referred to as Foti if you go to the store, nutrition supplement store. But this has hyaluronic acid in it, which will also help to keep that scalp moist for the day. So we're going to really massage this one in. And it's okay to wash your hair before a treatment. After a treatment, we're going to ask you to wait at least until the next day before you put any other kind of shampoos or chemicals in your hair. There is a Chinese herbal shampoo I can recommend for you. You can get it on Amazon for about $22. It's a Blue Poppies herbal shampoo, works really well. There's also stem cell shampoo bases, but those are not cheap. When you go with these stem cell shampoos, you're looking at probably $50 for what would be an ordinary size bottle of shampoo. So we're just get that massaged in really well. And then we're going to put a cap on and add some red light therapy. And the red light therapy is just going to be about 15 minutes. All right, so we are back here, and now we've actually covered the scalp area, and she's still got plenty of topical on there. We're going to let that absorb after the microneedling session, and then we're going to use the red light therapy to even further promote collagen production So it's a combination of the topicals, the microneedling, and the red light therapy that we're using for hair regrowth. Now we could also do acupuncture because acupuncture will raise the chi to the head. But in this case, today we're focused on the microneedling aspect for hair rejuvenation. All right, so we're going to give this about 15-20 minutes, and then we'll come back and we'll see how she's doing. So we just moved the light just a little bit closer. With this strength of light, about 6 to 12 inches is really going to be perfect. 3 inches would probably be okay. For hair regeneration, they do suggest to get an at-home red light therapy device that you could use 5 times a week or so for just 15 minutes a day. Depending on the strength of the light, it may need to be a little bit closer, but I think we're good here. And how are you feeling, Miss Candy?
I feel great. I can feel that my scalp has been stimulated.
Right.
And it smells awesome.
Amazing. Perfect. So we're just going to check back. She's got 19 minutes left on the timer, and we're going to check back with her after that. All right, and we're back with the client. We're just finishing up the red light therapy. She's got about 14 minutes left to go, but she had an interesting question: is why can't we just go get one of those rollers? You may have seen them. There's a roller that has the needles on the roller, and you could just sit there and roll yourself, right? You can pick it up for about 20 bucks. Here's the problem with the rollers. First of all, you don't know the needling depth because it's going to vary according to how much pressure you're putting on the roller. That's the first issue with just rolling yourself. The second issue is that when you roll something, it's different than going directly in. So it's going to damage the skin in a different way. If you imagine a needle going into the skin at this direction and rolling, it's making a lot more damage to the skin that is not really necessary, and it's not what we're going for here. We want something that goes in a uniform depth and in a straight line. We want to open up the scalp without doing more damage to the skin than we need to by rolling and rolling and rolling. So some of the lawsuits that have actually happened with this have been from rollers, estheticians doing rollers without proper training, and your client was not happy with the results. They actually have had facial scars. One of the things today we're focused on hair restoration therapy, but the microneedling technique is also used for facial rejuvenation. And if you check my videos, I've got videos going back 12 years ago talking about how cosmetic acupuncture can help with facial rejuvenation. The microneedling is the same sort of system. So it's basically the same process that we did today. You would first sterilize using the witch hazel. You would then run with the microneedling, short time, no more than 4 to 6 passes, depending on the area. Microneedling is contraindicated under the eyes for eye bags, but you can do nanoneedling. That's another thing we can do. The nanoneedling, microneedling is 0.5 depth. The nanoneedling is 0.1 depth. All right, so coming back to the difference between microneedling and nanoneedling. Nanoneedling is actually going to be a depth of 0.1, uses the same device that we used earlier. Nanoneedling is also referred to as microdermabrasion. Can be used on the face or to remove old layers of skin. The microneedling can be any depth from 0.5 to 2.5 millimeters depth. So today we're mostly just using 0.5. That's the recommended for general usage on the scalp. But that's the difference between nanoneedling and microneedling. Now with the microneedling for the scalp, we don't suggest to do this more than 6 times per year. Generally 4 treatments spaced 1 month apart would be enough to analyze your results. All right, so we are all done here. So we're going to take the cap off. She had her 20 minutes red light therapy. And we're just going to ask not to wash the hair today. Tomorrow you can go back to your normal routine, but today you got a 3,000% extra absorption. So we're just going to let those natural Chinese herbs, the hyaluronic acid, I'm going to leave with the client. This is the hyaluronic acid with natural Chinese herbs. You can use that daily, probably a couple times a day. If you feel any kind of dryness, don't hesitate. All right, and that's it, guys. We're going to take a wrap from there. This is the hair restoration therapy, and we appreciate you for watching our video. Have a great day. Bye, guys.